Hi Sagittarius, and welcome to your horoscope for February 2025. Thanks for joining me. It's a pleasure to be with you today. My horoscopes are based on the UK time zone, and please watch them in this order: for your rising sign or your ascendant first, then for your sun sign, and finally for your moon sign. So I'm going to break February down into 4 weeks, and I'm going to pay particular attention to what the moon is doing, how it moves through your chart, and how it will influence you and on what dates. So February is a great month for stargazers. We have something called a planetary parade in place at the moment, which is 6 planets in our solar system have lined up in a straight line. And by the end of February, Mercury, the communication planet, joins that parade, and we have all 7 planets lined up perfectly. So the whole notion around astrology is as above, so below, that what the planets are doing up there in the sky has an impact on us directly here on planet Earth. So the fact that we have this planetary parade allows you to identify what the most important goals in your life actually are. It also shows you a straightforward roadmap as to how you can get to those accomplishments, how you can get those things manifested in earnest. And things that have seemed particularly complex or complicated in the past are going to seem much easier for you this month. So if there is anything that you want to get off the ground, if there are certain things where you've tried and it hasn't worked in the past, try again here in February. You're going to have a much different and more positive experience. So week 1, the first 9 days of February, so Saturday the 1st until Sunday the 9th of February. On the 1st of February, we had the moon in Pisces, and that was in your 4th house of your family and your roots and your home. That was a good day to spend time with loved ones, family members, and to feel taken care of and to feel the warmth. On the 2nd and 3rd, the moon moves into Aries, and it joins Chiron in Aries in your 5th house of what you love to do work-wise, and also who you love in terms of love and romance and relationship. If it's to do with work, it doesn't matter if you're working or you're a student or retired. It shows you what's most important at the moment in terms of what you're studying, what you're working on or towards, and what has most meaning for you. But if you're looking at starting a new relationship, the 2nd and 3rd of February are really great days for you, especially if you've had disappointment in those areas before. You know, if you've been through a divorce or you've been someone has ended a relationship in a way that's felt very brutal and heartbreaking. Those 2 days give you the confidence, the courage, and they prompt you to try again, no matter how difficult things have been in the past. So if you're single and looking for a relationship, the 2nd and 3rd of February are really good for you. On the 4th, 5th, and 6th of February, the moon moves on. It goes into Taurus, and it moves into your 6th house of daily routine, your physical body, your health, and the structures of your life. And it joins Uranus, the planet of the miraculous and unexpected. That's also in there in Taurus. So if you're looking to make changes to your daily routine or your diet or the way you treat your own body, whether you exercise or you don't exercise, these 3 days will allow you to commit to something that is healthful. If that's a word, no, that's not a word. It allows you to commit to things that promise to increase your levels of health. That's what I meant. And to actually then commit to those, see them through, and continue with them in future. So maybe sign up for your first yoga class, or start weightlifting, or try a different way of eating, or do something that would usually fill you with a bit of anxiety, as in, oh, I need to change the way I operate here. That makes me uncomfortable. You'll find it really easy to embrace those kind of changes on the 4th, 5th, and 6th. On the 4th of February as well, we have Venus, the planet of love and beauty and creativity. That ingresses into Aries, and it goes into your 5th house of love and romance. So again, Venus in Aries encourages you to start new relationships. It encourages you to start new businesses. And again, if you're a student or you're retired, it encourages you to study more and to write the essays, or to devote yourself to what you're working on or what you're doing as a hobby. It's interesting because in March, Venus goes retrograde until the 12th of April. And from the 1st of March until the 12th of April, it's not going to be a good time to start new businesses or relationships. So do that now here in February and have a great experience with that. Also on the 4th of February, we have Jupiter, the lucky planet, that goes direct until the 11th of November 2025. So when a planet is retrograde, the energy is expressed inwardly. When it's direct, the energy is expressed outwardly. And Jupiter goes direct in your 11th house. No, not your 11th house. It goes direct in your 7th house of relationships. So if you combine that with Venus, the planet of love, being in your 5th house of love, and Jupiter being in your 7th house of relationships, it's a great combination for you to start the relationship that you've been looking for, and to have that happen here in February. So if you usually date just by, meeting new people, being a part of groups or communities and talking to different people and doing it that way, maybe try online dating. Or if you've always just done it via online dating, try doing it in person, or sign up for a course that involves a lot of other people, or Toastmasters, where it's an organization that helps people with public speaking. So it can be something that's unrelated to love and romance, but that involves a ton of people showing up and being in the same room together. Really open yourself up to those kind of things. If you're a Sagittarius who's single and who's looking, it's very unlikely that you stay single by the end of February, if that's something that you want. And just to give you more information, Jupiter stays in that 7th house of yours until July. So it's not just February where it helps you create new romantic relationships, but it supports you in all relationships until July. So the next 7 months or 6 months are really good for that. On the 7th and 8th, then, the moon moves on into Gemini, and it joins Jupiter and the transiting rising in your 7th. So it may be as soon as the 7th or 8th that you meet the right person. Then on the 9th, the moon goes into Cancer, and it stays there also on the 10th of February, moving into week 2. And it joins Mars and Hades in Cancer, in your 8th house of authorities and institutions. So if there's anything that you've had to deal with in that area, paperwork, bureaucracy, red tape, or if you're in the process of some sort of legal dispute, or you want to put your house on the market, anything like that that feels uncomfortable and that's filled you possibly even with a sense of dread, as in, oh, this is not something that I want to deal with. I'm going to sweep it under the rug. I'm going to procrastinate on this. These 2 days, the 9th and 10th, you'll be able to take care of what needs taking care of, and you'll be able to get a good result based on your efforts in that area. So anything in that kind of public realm that you're not that thrilled with, devote yourself to those issues on the 9th and 10th, and either complete and resolve them once and for all, or really make progress that you're going to be really satisfied and happy with. Mercury and Venus are direct all month. Mercury is the communication planet. Venus is the planet of love and beauty and creativity. So expect very few issues with communication and transportation in February, and also don't expect a lot of roadblocks when it comes to starting a new romantic relationship or even a new business here in February. It's all systems go as far as the planets are concerned. Plus we have that planetary parade, which encourages you to streamline the process and to pursue your hopes and dreams for your own life. So in week 1, the moon starts in your 4th house of family, and it ends in your 8th house of authorities and institutions. So that's the second quadrant, and then it's houses 7 and 8. So the first 9 days of the month are really about what do I love, what do I want to get going, how can I treat my own body better, and how can I then at the end of the first 9 days deal with some of the legalese or formalities of my life that I'm not so in love with. How can I take care of those kind of chores? Week 2, Monday to Sunday, the 10th to 16th of February. On the 10th, the moon is still in Cancer. Then it goes into Leo on the 11th and 12th, and it moves into your 9th house of travel, education, and the higher realms. So if you can, take time off to travel, to go on a bit of an adventure on the 11th and 12th. You'll get a lot out of it. If there's something that you've been curious about, sign up for a course around the 11th and 12th. You'll really be delighted with this kind of investment you've made in your own learning and your own kind of what you understand, what you're an expert on. But also, if you're a Sagittarius who's been trying to have some sort of spiritual breakthrough or spiritual experience, the 11th and 12th are going to be great for that. Particularly the 12th of February, when we have a full moon in Leo. That's when this energy is at its strongest, at its peak. On the 13th, 14th, and 15th, the moon moves into Virgo, and it goes into your 10th house of career. And for you, Sagittarius, these 3 days are the best days when it comes to your work. You will understand what's going on. You'll be able to analyze the situation, come up with the right answer to problem solve, and you'll be incredibly productive. On the 14th, we have Mercury, the communication planet and the ruler of Virgo, ingressing into Pisces, and it moves into your 4th house of your roots and your family again. So all month for you, Sagittarius, what's going to provide you with a lot of support and a sense of belonging and a feeling of love and like you're getting a big hug is spending time with your nearest and dearest, with your loved ones, with your family members. There are, even if, certain family relationships are difficult, those difficulties will be minimized and you'll get the most out of those kind of relationships. You'll have the best experiences when it comes to family and friends who are like family. So if you can, try and spend as much time as you can with people like that in your life, particularly from the 14th onwards. Also the 14th, Valentine's Day, I think for you, the whole month, there's an opportunity to start new relationships or to get things going. If you're brave enough to go on a first date on Valentine's Day, expect a good outcome. And that might be a nice story. How did you guys meet? Well, we went on our first date on Valentine's Day. We've been together ever since. That's possible for you here in February. On the 16th, the moon goes into Libra, and it stays in Libra also on the 17th of February, moving into week 3. But it goes into your 11th house of hopes and dreams. It opposes Venus in Aries in your 5th house. So the 16th and 17th, again, are great for you to start new romantic relationships or to start new businesses that you're absolutely passionate about. On the 16th, Venus is going to be at its brightest. So if you have a look at the night sky on the 16th, you'll see Venus shining powerfully. And it's going to feel almost like the planet is encouraging you to start new ventures, new relationships, anything where your heart is really, really in it and where you want something new to occur. Look up and Venus is going to give you a thumbs up or wink at you and say, go for it. It's going to work out. Have faith. So in week 2, Monday to Sunday, the 10th, the moon started in your 8th house and it ends up in the 11th house. So that's the top half of your chart. So anything that has to do with public life, work, travel, education, mediation, realizing what your own hopes and dreams are, that's what this second week is all about. Week 3, Monday to Sunday, the 17th to 23rd of February, the moon is still in Libra on the 17th. Then on the 18th, 19th, and 20th, it goes into Scorpio and it moves into your 12th house of spirituality and spiritual strength. And we also have Vesta and Juno in there at that time. So Vesta is the hearth, it's the home. Juno is like endless summer, it's what makes you happy. So the 18th, 19th, and 20th are the 3 days where you can have a profound spiritual breakthrough or a profound spiritual experience that really, one, connects you to something bigger and gives you some sort of sense that this is a real relationship, but it can also make it very clear to you what the most important things in your life are and how you can spend more time on those things. And for you this month, relationship really is, I think, going to be your main interest, both with existing relationships with family members and close friends, and also starting romantic relationships. So for all the single Sagittariuses out there, this is the month for you. You're going to have a wonderful experience here. Also on the 18th of February, we've got the sun going into Pisces. It joins all the other energy you've got in your 4th house. So now it's all about the family and who makes me feel like I'm at home and like I belong. On the 21st and 22nd, the moon moves into your sign of Sagittarius in your 1st house, and it joins Juno, which has also hopped over the ascendant. So these 2 days, are you going to be at the height of your powers? You feel very energized. You'll feel like anything is possible, and there's going to be a great sense of optimism. So if there's anything that requires you to really push something based on this is something I'm passionate about, this is something I believe in, try and make inroads with that, whether it's a relationship or a new business venture that you're starting, or an idea for, a travel adventure. These are the 2 days where you can really use all of your energy and devote it to committing to something like that and making it happen either on those 2 days or to schedule it in the calendar for the future. On the 23rd, the moon moves into Capricorn, and it stays in Capricorn moving into week 4 as well on the 24th and 25th. It moves into Capricorn in your 2nd house of money. So on these 2 days or 3 days, expect to do a lot of good work when it comes to your actual job, your career, or if again you're a student or retired, expect to make a lot of progress either in what you're working towards or what you're studying. But if you're dealing with finance as a subject of its own, if you're involved in investing, or if you're selling a property, or you're trying to buy a property, or you're moving money around in order to get a better rate of interest, these 3 days allow you to make excellent decisions that are going to benefit you financially. Also on the 23rd, we've got good news because Mars, the planet of masculinity and drive, that goes direct for the rest of the year. So it was in retrograde for a long time, from the 6th of December 2024 until this day, the 23rd of February. When Mars, the personal planet, is retrograde, it means that energy is lower. And also, it's not in the sign that it rules. It's in the sign of Cancer at the moment, which Mars isn't that happy with because it's almost forced not to focus on the things it wants to accomplish for itself. It's kind of focused on taking care of other people and being empathetic of what their needs are, which doesn't come naturally to Mars. For you, it's in your 8th house of, again, authorities and institutions. So if there's any bureaucracy or red tape or legalese or negotiations that are in place, you're going to have a lot of time and patience to deal with those things without becoming frustrated or fed up. So anything in the realms of officialdom, Sagittarius, look at those from the 23rd of February onwards. You're not going to throw in the towel and say, oh, I'm fed up with this, I'm making too little progress, or this is getting on my nerves. You really have all the time in the world for that kind of stuff. So in week 3, the moon starts on the 17th in your 11th house of hopes and dreams, and it ends up in your 2nd house of money, and that's the left hand side of your chart. And that's really about, this is who I am, these are my genuine hopes and dreams for the future, and what practical steps can I now take to make those a reality, and in a very realistic, common sense kind of a way, not airy fairy as in I'm imagining things. You know what it is you want, and then you go after it and take the action steps that are required. Week 4, Monday to Friday, the 24th to 28th of February. On the 24th and 25th, the moon is still in Capricorn, so good for those financial matters. Then on the 26th, the moon goes into Aquarius. If you need to be in the spotlight, or if you need to do any teaching, this is the day to schedule that in if you're able to, if you have a choice around that, or if you need to appear on camera or on television or be in the limelight in any way. The 26th is the day for you to feel most at ease doing that, and to be most articulate and to get your point across in a way that you're ultimately very, very happy with. On the 27th and the 28th, the moon then goes into Pisces again, moves back into your 4th house of your roots and your family. And on the 27th of February, we have a new moon in Pisces. So that's when the moon is pitch black. It pulls a ton of energy in, Pisces energy in this case, in order to recharge itself for its next 28-day cycle. So your main interest is going to be your loved ones and spending time, not working, but spending time with people that you care about, and enjoying the sense of warmth and support that you get from that. So let's see, in the last 4 or 5 days of February, the moon starts in your 2nd house of money, and it ends up in your 4th house of family. Okay, so the last week is really about your roots, making the right financial decisions so that you have security and that you don't need to worry about having a roof over your head and money in the bank. Doing that at the beginning, and then ending the month with time spent with your nearest and dearest and just enjoying their company. So that's what I get for you here in February. I hope it gives you an idea of what you'll be working with. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website, gregoryscott.com. To draw up your birth chart, I need your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. If you don't have the time of birth, I can use sunrise, or there's a process called chart rectification where you send me 10 or more significant life events, not just, I graduated high school, or like things that are significant, that had a big impact on your experience. That's a process where I can work out your time of birth manually. And then once I have your chart in front of me, it's like a blueprint of who you are. So it shows me your vocational aptitudes, your life purpose, what's destined in finance and family relationships and love and romance and physical health and hopes and dreams and spiritual development. So if you have any questions around that, I can answer those. To look at what's coming up in future, I look at your progress chart, your transits, and your, if it's around your birthday, your solar return chart. That shows me what's coming up from your birthday this year until your birthday next year. So if you're interested in that, please get in touch. And also, if there are any questions around location or moving, I look at the astrocartography, which shows me what places on planet Earth are going to have a positive impact on you and which places are going to have a negative impact on you. So if you have any questions around that, please do get in touch for a personal reading via gregoryscott.com. If If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, please, so it shows up in searches. Subscribe for more videos, and please share the video with anyone you think may enjoy this information and may benefit from it. That's how the channel grows. Have a wonderful month, and I'll speak to you soon. All the best.